Why do people keep buying FIFA? Every year it's the same. FIFA gets announced, people complain about FIFA looking the same, no innovation, the same game, it's a reskin, they're charging full price, they're charging 70 quid for it, they're making next gen ports that aren't that good, PC versions is the old versions, every year it's the same. And yet, they all sell like hotcakes. Every year it's the same. FIFA, number one seller in the UK. FIFA, number one seller in the UK. Every year it's the same. So why is that? How is it possible? Is it a culture thing? Is it because the UK is obsessed with football? Yes, that's one of the factors. But one of the bigger factors, and it's probably the most important one, addiction. Addiction has always been a big talking point in the gaming industry, especially from, the news and all that don't understand how games actually work. Are gamers getting too addicted? Does addiction take over your life? Does gaming do this? Etc, etc. And in some cases, yes, addiction can take hold of people. Most of the time, it's in games like MMORPGs, massively multiplayer online games that last for years and years and years, even though you're playing it every single day. Yes, that addiction can take over, but with FIFA, how is it possible people are addicted to a game that is the same thing every single year? A game with no innovation, with no new ideas, with no new mechanics, with no new game modes, with no sense of progression. There's nothing here to get addicted to. Now, I'm sure you know where I'm already going with this. I'm going to microtransactions and loot boxes and, FIFA packs and all that stuff. But I think there is a more important underlying issue with it. EA is a massive company. I mean, they're like the most profitable gaming company on the planet, I'm pretty sure. They make some great games. I'm not going to sit here and say EA is a bad publisher, because most of the time, they're not. The majority of their games are actually good quality. A lot of the Battlefield games were good quality. The Crysis games were good quality. Star Wars games, most of them are good quality despite the loot box controversy with Battlefront 2. But with FIFA, these games are never good. They are not good games. They're like the bare minimum of what a game should be. Think of it this way. When you play a game of FIFA, traditional FIFA, where it's a 1v1 against another player or the AI, how much of this game are you actually controlling? You get to choose all your players, true, and you do control all of your players, but only one at a time. There are different mechanics that allow you to control every player on the pitch that is on your team, even when you're not in full control of them. But I really believe that EA's got some secret sauce in the code at some point. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to say it's scripting because they did prove that wrong. They did prove that there is no scripting in FIFA. But I do think there's some sort of handicap that keeps people addicted. Because how many times have you gone on? I even play FIFA every now and then because I get it for free on Xbox Game Pass. So you know what, I do play it every now and then. But how many times do you play a game of FIFA and you smash them? It's 10-0, it's 11-0, and you're barely playing the game. I truly believe there is something in there. I can't say it's concrete. I can't say it's a fact. This is just a theory of mine from playing FIFA since I was like 10 years old. After FIFA 13, something changed in FIFA. Something switched up, specifically with Ultimate Team. Games felt artificial. They never felt like you were actually playing it in a sense. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, and I'm talking to the people that aren't going to be die-hard fans of FIFA that hop in the comments and say, "Shut up, Jack. I love FIFA. FIFA, nothing's wrong with FIFA." Everyone outside of that community knows FIFA is not, the shit. It could be a lot better. But I always get thinking, anytime I boot up, I always feel like my players are not controlled by me, and that the game artificially decides who wins. It happens all the time. You're smashing the opponent and then all of a sudden they become fucking Messi, real life Messi, or real life Ronaldo. Well, not Ronaldo today, he's gone a bit shit, hasn't he? But the point is, you never feel in control, and that's where the addiction comes from, I think. With FIFA, you can really turn your brain off and just sit there and play a game of FIFA without even really thinking, and somehow you'll win. And that is a fucking secret sauce to your dopamine receptors. I'm not going to sit here and go on a rant about dopamine and all that crap. I don't really know enough about it. I'm not a fucking scientist. I got no GCSEs, bro. I'm from the UK. GCSEs is like our schooling system. When you finish school, you get a GCSE for like English or some shit. I got nothing. I didn't really care about it. I hated school. I didn't understand any of it. But I really think EA has got some sort of secret sauce for addiction in this game, because it doesn't make any sense to me apart from culture. Culture makes a lot of sense why FIFA sells so well, because football is fucking massive across the planet. Outside of like America, football has been huge since God knows when, a long, long time. So culture does play a fact. EA are devious, mate. They're devious dogs, okay? These dudes got called out for all their addiction, all the gambling, all the crap, all the targeting of children, and they got away with it by simply adding in the chance of actually getting a good player, basically. So you get like a 0.5% chance of getting the best players in the game. That's how they got away with it. And I don't get that. 0.5% chance, any kid. But this game is rated free, by the way. You can be 3 years old and you're technically allowed to buy it. Technically. I don't know how they got away with it. And it's still going on. Every time I go onto YouTube, I don't watch FIFA videos. The only people I watch that used to play FIFA is the Sidemen, because I like the Sidemen. I went to KSI's boxing fight when Deji won against not Swarms, fucking FoozyTube or whatever that guy's name is. So I don't watch FIFA videos, but every time it ends up on my recommended. Every time I'm seeing millions of views, and every time you go into the comments, there's always clearly young kids like, oh my god, he packed a fucking player, oh my god, where, oh my god, I wish I was him, blah, 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 blah. So this is the target audience, and kids, I don't care what you say, kids really should never be targeted unless it's for like a child movie or something that doesn't involve any sort of currency spending, any sort of any sort of additional monetization outside of the product they're actually going to get the kids, you know what I mean? And I know what people say, well, don't let your credit card or your debit card or whatever go on your PlayStation or Xbox or PC or whatever. Kids find a way, man. We've all been kids, man. Come on, we always find a way. I spent money for a Call of Duty map pack when I was like 11. I didn't know how to get into that shit, but my cousin came over and said, here you go, here's the card, wee. But the point is, addiction is taking hold of pretty much most FIFA players, especially Ultimate Team players. And I know people will deny it because that's what addiction does. But the reality is, a lot of people that play these games are addicted, and it really shouldn't be going on. EA Sports games, are the only games in this industry that are so open about the gambling, about how it's all manipulated, how it gets you going, how it gets you addicted. They're so open about it, whereas games like, let's say the mobile games, Diablo Immortal, all that stuff, they have to go through so many loopholes to add in microtransactions that are so exploitative, so manipulative, so addiction focused, that they spend tons of marketing money to get it out. But EA, for some reason, gets a pass. I don't get it, and I don't know why they keep selling. I mean, honestly, I didn't really know if I should make this video because it's a bit of a ramble. Because I have no concrete facts. I have no experience. I don't know how to make a game. I don't know how coding works. I don't know how any of that works. So I'm just rambling. I'm just going on about theories. But I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels like this. What do you think? Do you think I'm far off the mark? Do you think I'm nuts? Do you think I'm a conspiracy theorist? Because I've seen it firsthand, these FIFA games turn people into gambling addicts. Trust me, I've seen it happen. People I know, but I know people that have started on FIFA and gone further and further and further with it. It is the first case in many cases where young people, especially children, become addicted to gambling. They get their first job, they spend their first money, and all of a sudden they've got nothing left despite working an entire month, and you find out they've blown it on fucking gambling. I don't know, it's just a personal topic to me, and I don't really like it. It's a very boring video, but I had to get it out somewhere. I had to vent it somewhere. I'm not saying you're a bad person playing FIFA. I totally understand why people have fun with it. But I do think you need to be aware that if you're buying FIFA for your kids and whatever, you've got to keep track of it. You've got to make sure they're not constantly buying loot boxes or FIFA packs or whatever. And I really think parents, if you do buy... If there is someone older, I know a lot of older people do watch my channel even though I'm 23. It's not like I've got a lot of wisdom to give at the minute. But I do think if you're buying your kids FIFA, as you really need to explain to them how it all works. You know what I mean? To make them aware of how the gambling, how the addiction works, so they can kind of figure it out for themselves after a while. I know it seems ridiculous, kids probably won't listen to you, but kids are the main demographic for these games. It's just a fact. And there is no industry on earth that gambles, that has insane gambling, it's just insane addictions to certain things within a certain industry that doesn't have to go through 50 different loopholes just to release a product. But yeah, what do you guys think? Bit of a boring video, I can't even lie to you. I don't even know how many people will watch it, but, as long as someone takes something away from this and, has a little think, I'm happy with that.